a u żłóbka Matka Święta czuwa sama, uśmiechnięta nad dzieciątka snem, nad dzieciątka snem. Cicha noc, święta noc, narodzony Boży Syn, Pan wszelkiego majestatu, niesie dziś całemu światu odkupienie win, odkupienie.
We started the most important moment of celebration involves sharing the Christmas wafer and exchanging best wishes, right? You'll pipe yourself. Doug, you brought this up one time. This is so much like festivals. Right? It really is festive. This is exactly where they got the idea, right? This is a sign of reconciliation, love, friendship, and peace, but above all, of forgiveness, right? Only after the wafer is shared can family members sit at the laid-off table. We're doing a little bit in reverse here. Usually the hostess places hay straws. I didn't know about this. This is the Polish tradition. You're supposed to place hay straws underneath the plates. And those who pull out when you leave the straightest hay straw has the best chance of a long-lasting life and kind of an even keel. If you pull out a crumbled piece, yeah, that was something I didn't know about, right? Additional tableware, which is interesting because we have this here. Additional tableware is placed on the table for a stray wanderer or an unexpected guest who should not be alone on such a special day. An empty plate is also a sign of remembrance for the deceased, which is really cool because we've all lost our parents, right? And it's kind of profound that we have that here too. And, you know, people didn't show up and yet we have it for some position. I just think it's
That
really
plate must have been for that Santa Claus that showed up at the Blondie's house.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
cool. What's that?
That
Santa
was
Claus,
the-
right? Everyone's done.
The guest.
Yeah. And I brought that story up again. You guys, I think everyone here has heard that, right? When you know, at your place, we're gonna guess Santa Claus, and no, we thought it was somebody else.
That was your dad.
Everyone thought it was my dad, but my dad was there, and my dad's talking to Polish. They got us at the wrong house. Meanwhile, they're throwing us kids, you know, on some to be a pervert.
It's another Festivus miracle.
All right, so this is called, and I know that Norma and Gordy and Gar, you guys are more familiar with this, but Oqueta? They call it, they say it's pronounced Oquetek. It's the most ancient and beloved of all these Polish traditions. Opletek is a thin wafer made of flour and water, similar in taste to most that are used for communion or mass. It started way back during, like even the Bethlehem days and Jesus days. Extra bread. Bread was a really big treat to have back then, right? So when you could take the remnants of bread and make these wafers, that was a really big thing to share. In fact, the word Bethlehem, and you guys don't know this, stands for house of bread. I didn't know that. That's what that means. Anyhow, other words I never heard of before. The head of the household usually starts by breaking the wafer, and his wife then continues to share with everyone in a Wigilia table. Wigilia is this tradition called Wigilia, where you sit down at dinner. Wigia, wishes for peace and prosperity are exchanged, and even the pets. This is interesting. And I can vouch for this. This happened last time I was here. Right? Wishes for peace and prosperity are exchanged. Even the pets and farm animals are given a piece of oblektek on Christmas Eve. Legend has it that if animals eat oblektek, on Christmas Eve, they will be able to speak in human voices. It's happened to me. I have come from this place. I was talking to my dog. We got deep. So it's true. I can vouch for that, right? Only those who are pure spirit will be able to hear them, and you all know I'm very Christmas. Right? This tradition dates back many centuries when a thin bread was called ronic, was baked over a liquid flame and then shared with family gathered around Christmas Eve. Patterns would be cut in the bread to make baking easier. There's probably a pattern on these things. Norman, goes off that stuff. West, I assume. Usually it's a nativity scene. Sometimes it's a star. Right? If it's pink, I didn't know this.
Yeah? What about the pink?
It's not the zucchini. The pink is usually given to the animals.
That's my piece.
To your pets. Yeah. So. Yeah. So that, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. And then the other thing I did is just really quickly. I talked to Bern today a little bit. My brother, we just a little bit of theatrics, a little bit.
No.
We really wanted to do a film production. I sent to a couple of the cousins this YouTube video my brother did of the lives growing up, my mom and my dad. Many of your parents were on that. I cried when I saw it. And, Gina, I did an email address I didn't send over to you, but it's more moving on the Jeselowski side of things, sort of, And I do have Aunt Blondie in there, some photos of your mom and she's young. But it was really moving. I thought, we really should try to figure out how did we get here. I don't know how many of you guys have ever gone in Ancestry. I know one time I found a census just by chance. You notice that she's seen of them interviewing dad and grandma. I'm sorry, granddad, grandma. Grandma could speak English a little bit. Granddad couldn't at the time. So she was given the information on the census. There were only 4 kids born at that time. I think she was like 17. So she was like 15 when she came over here. I think he was like 24. You guys can correct me on this.
Not this close, I think. Yeah.
I'm still attracted to 15-year-old girls.
Sorry, Bonnie.
I do have this on video, right?
Anyhow, but back then it was relatively normal.
I'm so happy.
But it was weird because I remember them saying the people who were
He can't
born
run for office
in the
now.
census. It was just really interesting. It was some Polish show where they were being, and everybody was a peasant. I saw the neighbors what their occupation was: shoemaker, ditch digger, or whatever. Everybody was pretty much a peasant. It's just I think this whole immigration thing and how we've come to where we are today. It's pretty amazing that everything kind of connected and we're able to show the team together. When you realize coming over from the remnants of a pretty bad war over there in Germany and Poland, not knowing what they were doing, an unbelievable brave courage, and desperation. I don't think it was brave or stupidity. Who would do that? With a couple pennies in their pocket, go to pick a couple back and couldn't speak the language. Pretty rough stuff. And it's not only the Jeselowski side. Every one of us who are in the Jeselowski part of this, or the Wagama part of it, or the Gear part of it, our family have all suffered pretty much the same thing. None of us came from big money that I know of. If so, girls, don't forget my birthday now. You're both days. You can throw your both days to cover it, right?
But Ron, I think out of the Jeselowskis, the only ones that went to high school my mom finished night school because Grandma made her quit work.
Yeah.
Your dad, he finished
eighth grade.
Then it was my mom and Aunt Sylvia. Were
Yeah.
the only two that finished high school.
Yeah, and Bern might have been the first doctor in the family.
Oh, yeah.
Very good doctorate degree. We all, many of us have gone through college, got masters, and that, but Bern might be the first doctor he was right. I tell everybody I'm a doctor, but it's nice.
You tell us 15-year-old girls.
Anyhow, what I did is I just downloaded some photographs because I'm thinking of this whole immigration thing. I'm thinking about what they could have done. And I've got like a photograph here of these are Polish immigrants in the 1920s. I'm going to guess late, 1919, 1918 is probably when Granddad came over. Couldn't really pin that down. But I think next time we're going to do a little research and try to get this all buttoned up. It'd be kind of cool to see, right? But this is immigrants coming over from Poland. I got it on Google, just downloaded. In about 1919, you see in the Statue of Liberty, right? So there's a Polish immigrant. And just what they might have been experiencing, right? We don't know. Granddad and Grandma could be in here. I'm going to pass them around. Here's one of just the Polish immigrants. Again, any one of us can download this on Google. Just some really interesting photographs.
Wow.
Polish immigrants, 1920. I just wanted to see what they might have been going through. How that experience was. Here I got that the Immaculate Church, the church up in Holy Shoal. Remember that? Yeah. This is some scenes of Lawrenceville back in 1920, where they would have gone and how they might have lived, right?
How many people met their spouses going on, arriving to
Yeah, I mean,
the harbor?
yeah, I mean, we're on the boat on the way over. You know, it's crazy. Again, just a bunch of different photographs. I'll just try to dig into it to see if we can find. Happens. Remember the steel mill right across.
Yeah, the Rollins.
Where Granddad worked for Rolling Mills.
Ron,
That's all right.
Which are quite hard.
That's it on the multi-list.
But I mean, you can see the level of peasantry here in Lawrenceville. When you get these photographs, it's like dirt roads, mud roads, up on Holy Shoal.
but I thought Grandma was German.
She
came
was.
from Germany. So did
She
they
was.
didn't come together then on the boat?
I'm trying to figure out, did he send for
I don't know,
her?
we'll figure it out.
I think he sent for her. I'm not sure, because he was
Because
playing
she's German. She's German.
This one here is a flyer Byrne had of the rolling mill, some kind of anniversary thing in 1942. But it's Granddad's confirmation certificate. He got confirmed at that church when he must have been 26. He was here. I think this is
What church is this?
1911. I think.
That much.
So we know he was here in the country in 1911. There's a date on that wall, right? Beautiful artwork on this, but that's Stephen Jaslowski, that's our granddad, being confirmed at 26 because the church wouldn't accept him unless he was confirmed as Granddad. So it's really beautiful artwork on there.
Norma and I went to see Grandma's house that one day. We were in Lawrenceville. The alley's still the
It's
same.
like a $500,000 house.
The alley's still the same.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the same alley. It's just like, geez.
I didn't have enough time today. I started just getting into it, and I wish I would have put more time into it.
Oh no, that's just amazing.
But then I was thinking about what our
Alley's-
grandparents went through, and I just downloaded some things that they went through.
Wow.
I have everything here from the U.S. declares war, which took all our dads into battle, right? Everybody went there, and then I have a thing on prohibition. They went through in the Great Depression, and what they went through. So this is just newspaper headlines. I thought it's kind of cool to look back on. It's what our parents and grandparents. were doing.
Immaculate Heart of Mary.
And here's Grandpa.